This is Michael Orrell for MobileBurn.com, and today I have with me the Motorola DROID for Verizon Wireless, the first Android 2.0 device to hit the market. So here's the DROID as it arrived from Verizon Wireless. I'm going to cut through this bubble wrap and pull off the box. You can see it's a really slim box, very, very compact packaging here. It just slides out this way, and you can see there's the DROID itself right there. Very, very thin device, and of course the slide-out keyboard and a high-res 3.7-inch touchscreen display. Let's see what else is in the box first before we get into all that. Flip this out here. It doesn't look like much. This is the same green charger that Motorola includes with the Click. You can see it's a USB cable, micro USB of course, as almost all the new Motorola devices are using micro USB. And plugs in with a regular USB port right here into the wall charger. We've also got a getting started guide with some hints and tips for Android 2.0. Driving precautions, because this is the first device to come with Google Maps navigation, GPS navigation system, and of course product safety and warranty information. So here's the device itself. Let's peel away some of the protective films. There's a couple of them here. You can see on the back here we've got the 5 megapixel autofocus camera, and it has a dual LED flash right there. It's with Google phone, the Google branded. Soft touch on the back, a little bit of plastic stuck there from the protective coating. You can see a nice, almost a bronze gold type colored grill on the back for the speaker, and matching color for the camera shutter button right there on the right hand edge. Volume control up here, power switch up top. It also turns the phone on and off from standby, and of course the 3.5mm headset jack. On the left edge, just the micro USB connector. Nothing much on the bottom, although you can see it's the design's a little bit strange how it works there. It's a nice ledge there. I'm not sure what that's there for. I think it probably just gives a little bit of extra space for dealing with the D-pad, which is over here on the right hand side of the keyboard. Keys have a reasonable feel. It's not the best I've used, but it definitely works well enough. D-pad's a little bit narrow. I definitely prefer overall the entire package on the Motorola Click instead, though. And we'll show you the two next to each other. Let's do a quick size comparison. I have the Motorola Click in my left hand and the DROID in my right hand. You can see the DROID is quite a bit bigger, and it's also heavier. DROID is very, very thin though in spite of that, and it feels very, very solid. Flip them both open so you can compare the keyboard sizes as well. And I've also got a Samsung Moment here in my left hand to compare against the DROID, just for those of you that are interested. The Moment, of course, selling on Sprint's network, and the Click on T-Mobile's. Before I power up the device, I want to show you how easily the back comes off. You just grab it here, slide it down, and the metal plate comes right off. You can see there's the micro SD card right there. It's a 16 gig card included with the device pre-installed. And nice large battery, 1400 milliamp hours, I believe. Let's power up the device. I've set it up a little bit just so we can see some things in the video. Here's the unlock screen. Very cool animation. You can grab this edge here and spin it around to toggle the sound on and off. And unlock it by grabbing this control and sliding it over. Now the device is unlocked. Now this is a really nice display. This is a 480 pixel by 852 pixel, I believe. Wide VGA. It's a really bright, vivid display, even though it's still LCD based, not OLED. You can see it's pretty plain on the home screen. Let's go through and take a look at what widgets come installed on the device. Not a whole lot. Some new stuff we haven't seen before. It looks like YouTube widget, power control. Looks like power control is used for turning on and off syncing, GPS, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and display brightness. Something like that. I'm not sure. There's only 3 panels, so just like the other Google Experience devices, only 3-panel home screen. Pull up the main menu. Looks very much like what we've seen on 1.5 and 1.6 devices, except the settings icon is a little bit changed. We'll jump into the settings here and scroll down to About so we can see the firmware information. You can see it's called the DROID, and it's firmware 2.0, which is a Claire. going to go back and look through some of the other settings. Wireless settings are pretty much normal. Accounts and sync is where you can see we have multiple accounts set up. This Gmail account set up as an Exchange account, and this one's set up as normal Gmail. And when we go back, I'll show you how it shows up as different calendars. So we have corporate calendar and personal calendar. So if I go to the personal calendar, it comes up with one of my test accounts. And when I pull up corporate calendar, it's the Exchange account instead, which also happens to be another Gmail account in this particular instance. And you can even have multiple Exchange accounts set up, which is nice. Here in the settings in the ringtone section, because I wanted you to hear. It's one of the things that's been very popular. It's the Droid message notification. It's the default message notification. It's quite funny. Another quick thing we'll look at is the universal search. You can see I'm just going to start typing here, and if I type JACK, it starts looking through contacts as well as web-based results. I see Jack in the Box as well as my contact Jack Black. This is the new browser, and I have the Android Authority site pulled up, and you can see it does a really nice job rendering. The high-res display works really well. There's also a new double-tap zooming. It's not quite like on the iPhone. It's not as intelligent, doesn't seem to auto-wrap and stuff, but it does make it a little more intuitive than the on-screen controls that we're forced to use before. And the bookmarks now, pull those up. See, the bookmarks now have thumbnails, a much nicer way of organizing. Here's the new Google Maps with navigation system. I'm going to do a voice search in it. McDonald's. This will show you some of the McDonald's in Manhattan, where I was when this last got a location fix. We can, of course, go into layers and turn on the satellite view, which is even more interesting. And there's also Street View and, of course, actual navigation, turn by turn with voice, and we'll give you a demonstration of that later, hopefully. I'm going to start up the camera by long pressing the shutter button. Slight haptic feedback vibration when I do so. Works just like you would expect. You press the button halfway to focus. But now we have all sorts of settings and stuff that we never had access to before. Resolution, white balance, flash mode, all sorts of good stuff. And of course you can get into the gallery easily just by tapping on the icon or switch into video mode. And you can also just get to the settings by dragging them over. So that's my very quick unboxing and initial look at the Motorola DROID for Verizon Wireless. I'll put together some more in-depth videos in the future once I've had a chance to play with the device a bit. For now, I'm Michael Orrell for MobileBurn.com.